Miss Carrie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I just need you to, I think it's you only because I think everybody else except for me is muted. Could you just, I think it's a television in the background we can hear.
Yeah, I do have my TV on. I'll mute me.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, okay, so I don't see the live part just yet. Okay. All right, thank you. Um, okay, so we're up to board action item. Does anybody have any questions about number one, the donation from Miriam Horsford? Okay. The donation from Joe Pelino. Any questions about number three, the Employment Governance Committee? Okay. Any questions about number four, the warrant report?
Hello.
I have a,
I have something. I'll go back to the governance, the Employment Governance Committee. It appears there was a memo sent out by the president of the board. President of the union, GTF, that says that he wants the committee to remain the personnel committee as stated in their contract. Is that correct or no?
you're correct, Cora.
Yes.
I got that email.
Okay, because if that's so, then all of these, and like I had said to you before, that none of the other unions have this committee in their contract. So they really shouldn't be on the committee because the committee was definitely for the GTF. And back in the day when the other unions were asked if they wanted to participate, they said no. So I think that you need to go back to the contract, look at the contract, and we need to abide by the contract until negotiations, if they so want to negotiate, changes it to whatever else it should be. But right now, I think we need to table this number three, the Employment Governance Committee.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? David?
I don't remember the exact language. I don't think GTF says we have exclusive rights to the committee and no one else can have it.
Okay, wait, Miss Carrie, just hold on. Miss Carrie, just hold on. David's speaking. Could you just let him finish?
So if the unions of the present day want to be in on the committee, I don't think the GTF has the right to keep them out, do they?
They have it. It's not in their contract.
So then we're not required to do it.
No,
I think that you should just,
can we hold off for a second?
Okay.
Can we please table it?
if you have questions, I mean, if you are discussing contract terms and the possible grievance of a contract or et cetera, that would be a subject for executive session. It would not be a subject for public session.
Yeah.
So we can't talk about it.
But we can, I think the one thing we can do is we can table
I support that. I second.
number three. Okay. David, you seconded, right?
Yes, I believe Cora moved that we table it.
Yes.
Item 3, right?
All right, you second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 I don't know, I didn't hear everybody.
All
Aye.
aye. Okay, any opposed? Any abstentions?
Abstain.
Okay. All right, it is tabled. Warrant report. This was tabled from our last meeting.
I have a question.
Yes.
So thank you, Lisa, for sending the information that I requested about the warrant report. It was about concordant communications. And you included copies of the invoice. And this invoice is lacking in some detail. So for instance, the invoice says newsletter 14 hours, Board of Education monthly update 15 hours, ideation and creation of social content 9 hours, participate in meeting 5 hours. And then again, at a later date, 13 hours for the newsletter, 2 hours to participate in meetings. So my question is this, I've worked at an agency before, and when we bill a client, we keep a notation of the hours that we spend doing a particular thing. So for instance, it says here, began developing content for fall newsletter. So what typically happens is you write from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., worked on content for newsletter, spoke with such and such a person. A name is mentioned here, but again, it doesn't, just one name is mentioned, but it says, athletics, Mary O'Neill, superintendent letter, but again, no specifics, no amount of time that was spent. And I'll use as a somewhat better example is the invoices we get from our legal team. They mention a little bit more detail as to the hours spent on a particular issue. This is in aggregate, so that's problematic for me. And secondly, the other thing is this. They billed us for coming to Board of Education meetings on 10/20, 10/6, 10/20, 10/6, 10/23, and 11/3, which in and of itself, I get, you can make an argument for that, but the bigger issue is this: since we added them to the committee, to the communications committee, are we now going to be billed because by a member of a committee for coming to a meeting? That seems problematic to me, that somebody who's a committee member can make money by being a member of the committee. I mean, I've been on this board for 18 years. I'm being facetious there, but it doesn't seem to me that legally that somebody can be a member of a subcommittee and bill the board for coming to the committee meetings. I mean, I know corporate boards work like that. This isn't a corporate board, but the bigger point, the bigger point that I'm making, Lisa, is there's a lack of detail here in what hours, how they spent their hours that they're billing us for. And I think the second point that I was making was more aimed at Carol. Can somebody who is a committee member, and this hasn't happened yet, Carol, but I'm anticipating because I see they build us for participating in meetings. So my question to you is, can they bill us? They've joined the committee. They've asked to join the committee. Can they bill us as a committee member?
Well, that's really subject to the terms of your agreement. And if your agreement is not specific with that term, then you can certainly seek to clarify it. because it, they are not doing it as volunteers. My
We appointed them to the committee as a volunteer.
I'm
That's what the,
sorry.
a few meetings ago, we appointed them ostensibly as volunteer members of the committee. I certainly the motion didn't say we appointed them as committee members to earn $65 an hour to come to committee meetings.
So what I would suggest is that, as I think you were just doing with Ms. Raymond, is to speak to them and find out the information. Because it's, could they bill you for the meeting and could you pay them? Yes. Are they doing that? I don't think that we know that. I think that question needs to be asked and then a decision needs to be made.
Okay, thank you. But the bigger issue also, again, as far as I'm concerned, is there's a lack of detail here on the on how they generate what they did for these hours that they're billing us for. They just throw out a bunch of things, but again, it doesn't say from 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. 12 p.m. spent doing this, doing Y. And I know from my agency days, we had to provide specifics. And I'm sure if we were ever audited, that this would raise a problem.
Carol, not Carol. God, I keep wanting to call, not Carol. Carol, not you. I'm sorry. Miss Raymond, is it possible for you to, as you find out that information, can you look back maybe for the last 2-3 years what the other invoices look like as well?
Yes,
Thank you.
definitely.
All right. Is there anything else on, I believe, number 4? Okay. Number 5, corrective action plan. Any questions? Number 6.
Antoinette, I'm sorry, I had a quick question about that one. I couldn't find my unmute button. Is that corrective action plan going to be made public? Is it? Yes, okay.
Yes,
All
once the board adopts it, it'll be put on our webpage and then we have to send it to the state and the comptroller.
Got it. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. All right, now we are up to, okay, E, these are approvals for our March 16th meeting.
Did you do internal audit already? Number 6?
Yes, that was it. That was Lisa answered the question about once the report, that would the report be posted, and Lisa said yes, it would be on our website.
Number 6 should say 2020, not 2010.
Right.
Thank you, David. Yeah.
You see that, Ivy?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a report somewhere that says Greenberg Central 7. I read it. I don't remember where it is now. But anyway, I just wanted to say something about the internal audit and any audit. I think that from time to time, it really should be, we should have someone to walk us through it, because I don't understand all of those figures. And I would like, to at least someone who knows what they're doing, walk me through it, and the rest of the board too, because some of us don't know what's going on either with the money. So I think that would be a good idea.
Is that the cap or is that the risk assessment, or both?
No, I was looking at the documents that came in referring to the money, and I just said that, hey, I just feel that I need somebody to walk me through these documents because I don't know what I'm looking at or how to assess them. So you're right. It's those two, I'm sure.
Okay.
The 5 and 6.
Okay. All right. So again, we are up to just review the agenda items. These are the approvals um, for our meeting on the 16th. You see the board action item minutes, the board action board policy, extracurricular high risk sports, the annual district meeting. As you will see, I think we discussed it with Lisa as well. And as you see, we do have the proposition in there in regards to where we want to put any leftover monies. Um, the finance report, the warrant, sorry, the treasurer's report from January, the warrant. We have the contract for acid works. Any questions? Arts Westchester. We have health service contracts for Mamaroneck, for Rise City School District, Somers, White Plains School District. We have a joint bid for Southern Westchester BOCES. All right. We have PPS contracts. And then we are up to work session approvals. Okay. All right. So number one, work session approvals. I'm sorry, my throat is done. Is there a motion to approve the instructional personnel items to the board for approval this evening?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Is there a motion to, the motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the non-instructional personnel items presented to the board for approval this evening?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second, I second, yeah.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, is there any new business?
Wait, section D, board action items.
I'm sorry, is there, thank you, David. Is there a motion to approve the board action items presented to the board for approval this evening?
So moved.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The motion should say except for item D3, which is tabled, and also as amended because D6 had to be corrected for the date.
All right, so hold on. D3
And except for item D3.
and as amended for, which one was that, Ivy?
D6.
D6.
The
Excuse me,
year
can we-
ending had to be corrected.
All right,
I'm sorry, Antoinette. I'd like a separate vote on D4 because, as I brought up, I have these questions and, I don't know if the rest of the board shares the questions, but I can't approve that without having the answers to those questions.
So separate vote on D4.
okay.
Did we vote, Madam Chair, did we vote on the coaches already?
Yes, we did. Is there a motion to approve the board action item D6 as amended?
So moved.
Second,
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the board action item D3? Is
So moved.
there a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. All those in
Wait,
favor?
Ivy has a hand up.
I'm sorry, Ivy.
You just passed a motion, or you put a motion on the floor to approve D3. That was tabled.
No, to approve. Terry,
D3 is tabled. D4 needs a roll call. We may not need a roll call, but it needs a separate vote.
okay. It's late. I thought we were talking about D3. It's not D3?
D3 is tabled. D4
D3
needs a separate vote.
D3 was tabled, and that's the motion that you put on the floor.
Oh, I take it back, take it back.
Okay, and D6 was as amended, if I'm correct?
You took care of that.
And we tabled D4.
No, you
Table
tabled
D3.
D3.
Okay, so I keep hearing a D4. Okay,
I asked for a separate vote on D4.
oh, on D4 you asked for a separate.
D4.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you, Harry.
What is D4? Because I done closed up everything.
D4 was the full warrant report for December that myself and I believe Tanya had questions about something, separate issues. A few minutes ago, I stated my concerns about the issues that I raised and the lack of information.
Thank you.
All right, so D3 is tabled, D4 just a separate vote.
Yes.
All right.
Let me ask you a point of question for you, Antoinette, and maybe even Carol, because I don't want to hold up the entire warrant. Well, I mean, I'm probably going to be in the minority here, but I only have questions about that specific issue within the warrant report. I don't want to, potentially hold up the entire warrant here.
You want to? Are you withdrawing your desire to have a separate vote on it?
I just want answers to my question.
Correct.
You know what? And,
Well, and just so I'm clear, this was where you wanted more detail on the invoices for Concordant, correct?
That's
correct.
D4.
But
So,
that's only part of D4. That's not the full. See, D4 is the full warrant from December. All I'm questioning is the just the things the items that are related to Concordant.
right, so I guess the question for you then is do you agree to have Concordant paid, but for that invoice and going forward, you want to have more detail?
No.
You want the detail and then you want to vote on it?
That's typically how I pay my bills. If I see something questionable, I don't pay American Express.
Understood.
But that's just how I do it.
So I don't have that warrant in front of me. I don't know whether the line can be removed, whether it can be amended less the Concordant line. Lisa, is that possible?
Yes, you can pull an item out of the warrant and approve the rest.
So is that the request then, Terry?
That is my request. Yes, thank you.
All right, so for this, I guess I need the specific line, Lisa. I mean, when I'm saying the motion to say, the motion to approve, the warrant report, is it a specific, line or spot that
I would say that you approve the warrant, with the exception of check number. I don't even know what the check number is. I guess you could name the company.
I think I saw it. Hold on for a second, Lisa. It is, I have the purchase order number. Would that suffice? Oh, I have the check number. It is, let me put my glasses on here. Check number 235417, dated 1/15/2021.
Terry, you are moving like way too quick. Can you slow down? Check
Sorry.
number 235417,
5417, dated 1/15/2021.
1/15/2021. All right. And then we're still tabling D3.
Yeah, we already moved in. Yeah,
Okay, so we
we already
moved,
voted on that.
say that again, David?
Yes, we already voted to table D3.
Okay, so D3, we're good. We're good on D6 as well. Okay. Is there a motion to approve board action item D4, except for check number 235417, dated 1/15/2021, 2021, presented to the board for approval this evening?
So moved.
There's a second. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
That leaves D1, D2, and D5 through 7.
Yep.
So moved.
Yeah, we did that. Okay.
Are we moving something or what?
Is there any new business?
Oh, second.
D- All
D1,
those-
D2, D5, D7. All those in favor, yeah. Aye.
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 Was that a legal motion, Ivy? Piece that together?
At this hour, I'd say yes.
Okay, good.
Any opposed?
Oh, have mercy.
Any
No.
abstentions?
Wait, do we have any coffee anywhere?
The motion carries. Is there any new business? You said all that. Okay, hearing none. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Move.
So moved.
Okay, all those in favor?
Second.
Second, yep. Aye.
Aye.
Any, any no, any
Oh, you lovely
exceptions?
people, good night.
All right, good night, everybody.
Aye.
Aye.
Good
Bye.
night.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Laser, Steve, Ivy, Dr. Reynolds, everyone, Lisa, the board, Steve, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.